sorry.
Well, you often hear from dog trainers, from people who have dogs, they say, you know, there are the right things to do when training your dog and there are the wrong things to do. They say there are tips and tricks to dog training. Well, one dog trainer says ditch the tips and tricks and focus on the tools so you can have long-term success. Who says that? Geoff Ellinwood does. He is the owner of South Carolina Canine Academy. And Geoff, thank you so much for being here. This is Quantum, one of your dogs, and she is just so beautiful. She's a purebred German Shepherd.
Yeah.
Just one of the smaller ones.
Just one of the small ones, yeah.
Well, I have fallen in love with her. She's beautiful. So we want to look at, folks, these old myths, bless you, and these repeated misconceptions that are setting dogs and their owners up for failure. What is it about that? Is it that we just get so put in our head that it has to be a certain way?
Yeah, it's just, you know, these things just keep happening. Like I said, they do in any industry, and you just keep talking about it, and then it just, you say it long enough, and it just kind of becomes a truism. Yeah.
Right. So here's one that you want to point out, because you have 8, and I think what's so amazing is you're going to go on Facebook later and put all of them out there for our viewers. We'll give them that information in a moment. But here's one of the 8 misconceptions that Geoff feels happen in dog training. My dog needs training.
Yes.
Well, that's a misconception. That sounds right to me.
Well, I'm sure your dog does need training, but so do you.
Ah.
And 90% of what I do is really train the owner, right? So I think what it is dog training gets looked at as just something you get from a problematic dog. It's just obedience commands or something I should innately know how to do, because surely if I can raise kids, why can't I train a dog?
Right.
But a better way to look at dog training is like you learning a foreign language, because your dog is just talking to you and me and treating us like we're 2-legged shaven dogs. Right? But then we're talking to them and treating them and putting psychology on them like they're 4-legged, furry, defiant human kids, because that's all we know. So right now we got a Russian and a Brazilian trying to have a conversation and nothing's getting done. So what you're saying is, okay, since I have the bigger brain, I have to learn your language in order to teach an animal how to live in my house more like a human. And I have to give credit to this idea to Jeb Brown over at Lexington Jiu-Jitsu. When I started as a white belt, I was sparring with these guys and getting folded like laundry. And I was like, I'm horrible at this. And he goes, well, these guys have been, you're learning a foreign language. These guys have been doing this forever. They're having philosophical debates. You're over there conjugating verbs. So
good point.
Just,
so good point. Well, when I look at a dog like Quantum, which is just such a smart dog, we know Shepherds can be so smart. Take a look at some of the video we have. These are other dogs whom you have worked with, that you've worked with. And these are just really, what you're talking about, these misconceptions can apply to any of these dogs. So touch on number 2, that they get a lot of puppy in them, they have a lot of puppy in them, they're going to grow out of it and settle down.
Right.
You say that's not true?
No. Yeah, I heard that when I was a kid. We had Brittany, and he was just wide open, would chase the paper boy and run around. People said the same thing to us, and he did after 8 years, but even then it was due to arthritis. So dogs don't really grow out of behavior. I have people with 3- and 4-year-old dogs that are acting the same way they were when they were, 8 weeks old. So we don't want to wait till we hit the bottom of the ladder. Dogs don't age like a fine wine with their behavior. We have to get in front of it and show them what to do, learn that foreign language, and show the dog how to live in our house. Yeah.
Here's the third misconception that you touch on. If your dog is being reactive and aggressive toward people and dogs, you just need to socialize them more. I hear that a lot, but that makes you cringe.
Yes,
Why?
yes. So we talked last time with the puppies, there's a window to do that, but once that window is closed and we have a dog that's reactive to new people, dogs, and situations, the dog is not saying, I'm not familiar. It's saying, I'm terrified of that thing. So if we put them out there and say, hey, deal with this and learn to relax, it freaks the dog out. Like, here's a human example. Say my wonderful girlfriend Monica was terrified of clowns, which she's not. And I said, we're gonna fix this. We're going to the clown exhibit at the, and you're gonna go deal with these clowns and get over it.
Right.
And I put her out 6 feet in front of me and go in there and relax. She's gonna freak out, be screaming, throwing haymakers, throwing ninja stars.
Right.
And I'm like, sit down, now stay, leave it. Okay, you can't take you anywhere.
Right.
Well, is she better about clowns? No, she's arguably worse. And now I've broken her trust and respect with me.
And the same thing with the dogs.
Right,
That's
now it doesn't trust you to deal with that security threat, so it thinks it has to, so it reacts.
Right.
You pull it away and the dog learns, oh, if I just throw a fit, you take me away from this.
Right.
And it makes it worse.
Geoff, your knowledge is vast. Thank you so much for sharing it with me. Those are, again, just 3 of the 8 misconceptions of dog training that Geoff will cover. It will be on his Facebook page, the South Carolina Canine Academy. If they just go to that Facebook page, they'll see it. I'll put a link on my page as well to Geoff's. Thank you so much. And Quantum, can you say goodbye?